The Ukrainian tanks were hit by a barrage of Russian kamikaze drones and were destroyed. According to the video, one of them is a T-72 tank and the other one is a T-72B. After the second impact, the first tank was completely destroyed. The second tank tried to escape, but another Russian drone headed toward it to target it. However, it missed and struck right next to the tank. The Ukrainian tank wasn't very lucky and got stuck, which caused the drones to target the tank one after another, and ultimately, the second tank was completely destroyed as well. 2 Ukrainian T-64BV tanks were destroyed in the Kharkiv region. The first was parked, while the second, returning from a mission and heading to rest, was hunted down midway by Russian FPV drones. Military vehicles this expensive are destroyed just like that so easily. While the Russian FPV drone was chasing the Ukrainian armored vehicle, the operator suddenly changed his mind and decided to target the parked BMP-2 tank instead. The tank driver tried desperately to save himself, but it was in vain. The Ukrainian soldier sitting behind the vehicle panics and fires at the Russian drone, but hitting such a fast and small target is almost impossible. The footage shows that the Zmiivska Power Plant in the Kharkiv region has been targeted with Geran-2 drones. This power plant is one of the most important energy production facilities in Ukraine, serving as one of the main sources of energy supply for the city of Kharkiv. And because it is located in eastern Ukraine, it has become an easy target for the Russian military. Russian FPV drones had set up an ambush for the Ukrainians. As soon as the Ukrainian soldiers noticed the Russian drones, they abandoned their vehicle and fled on foot. One of the drones attacked toward the soldiers to target them, while the other drone decided to destroy the vehicle. The video shows an M80A infantry fighting vehicle belonging to the armed forces of Ukraine being destroyed by a precision-guided projectile fired from a D-20 howitzer. The Russian UAV spotted several Ukrainian trenches in the Krasnoarmysk area that were located close to each other. Now it's the turn of Russian FPV drones to get to work and take out the enemy trenches one by one. These trenches are far from safe for the soldiers and are extremely easy targets for the kamikaze drones. Several Ukrainian drone command centers were destroyed by Russian FPV drones. These centers are one of the Russian army's top priority targets because Ukraine's dangerous drone strikes are planned and executed from these locations. Russian forces destroyed several Ukrainian vehicles that were carrying ammunition and trying to arrive in Kupiansk. Among the destroyed vehicles were also several armored vehicles that couldn't escape and were targeted one by one. The footage shows the moment a Russian LMUR missile strikes a temporary Ukrainian forces shelter in the village of Podoli in the Kharkiv region. A Russian FPV drone targeted a house in the village of Ivano-Pilia. A Ukrainian soldier survived the explosion, emerged from the house and began running. But at that moment, another FPV drone headed toward him to target him. At first, the bomb didn't detonate, but moments later, it exploded. Ukrainian soldier on a motorcycle was targeted by a Russian FPV drone. All Ukrainian trenches and bases in this area have been completely destroyed. As a result of these attacks, conducted by Russian motorized rifle regiments, the village of Ivanopilia in the Donetsk region has been completely brought under Russians' control. A motorized rifle division is said to be a unit that primarily uses light vehicles such as motorcycles. Mines planted by Ukrainians on the roads are being meticulously cleared by a Russian robot. The Russian forces in the northern axis of the city of Severodonetsk succeeded in destroying a Ukrainian drone command center and several Ukrainian troops. The Ukrainian command center was relentlessly struck by constant attacks from Russian drones. The American M113 armored personnel carrier belonging to the Ukrainian army, which had been loaded onto a tank, was quickly destroyed by Russian drone units. Ukrainian soldier desperately tries to escape from Russian drone, but he should know that running won't help him too much. The Russian army targeted an armored vehicle of Ukraine in the city of Luman in the Donbass region. Russians have claimed that they have gained complete air control over the city to the point that the Ukrainians cannot move around freely. Russian National Guard troops, alongside the army, destroyed several Ukrainian positions and their drone control center in the Kharkiv region. Ukrainian drones that intended to carry out operations against Russian forces were destroyed by Russian FPV drones before they could do anything. Some of them were shot down while hiding under foliage, while others were targeted while in the sky. The Russians in the Kharkiv region show no mercy to any Ukrainian armored vehicles, and all of them meet a similar fate. The gathering of Ukrainian forces created a perfect opportunity for Russian drone strikes, and the moment they noticed the presence of a Russian drone, they panicked and ran for their lives. Some soldiers who had scattered and hidden themselves in the forest were also found one by one and taken out. Every single Ukrainian tank and armored vehicle that had been hidden in the forest was destroyed by Russian FPV drones, inflicting very heavy losses on the Ukrainian army.